block is called Catch Me If You Can. It's 12-inch finished. Here is the picture, and I didn't make a diagram for this one because all the units are half square triangles and they all finish at 3 inches. Here's what the block looks like, set block to block, 4 blocks. And here is the patch we're going to cut. Patch A is a half square triangle, 3-inch finished. We're going to cut 3 7/8 inch squares, cut them in half once diagonally, and you'll get 2 patches. What we're going to do is sew the half square triangles 2 at a time. So in that case, we don't subcut this square. We cut the square 3 7/8 inch and we leave it as a square, and then we're going to put 2 squares together and make 2 half square triangles at the same time. Here are the fabrics and the number of patches or squares. I put the number of patches on there for people with the Quilt, and if you don't want to do the 2 at a time method, you'll cut patches, which are just half of this, which is a triangle. So for the blue fabric, you'll need 4 patches or 2 squares. The red, you need the same. The white, you need 12 patches or 6 squares. And the same thing for the light red fabric. Here are the Quilt dies you can use to cut this, and you will cut patches when you use the Quilt. We're going to make 3 different half square triangles and then put the block together. Here are all my squares. These are 3 7/8 inch squares. And what we're going to do is put these together. Just look at the pictures here. Here's the light red and the white. We're going to make 8, so we need 4 of these. We'll put these together. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have to show you something. I was cutting away with these. Then as I was cutting the last square, I realized I didn't have enough fabric. So what I did was I pieced this one. I just cut 2 pieces together and made it into a square. I've done this several times, and when I don't have enough fabric, I piece it together and you really can't see it once you put it in a quilt. These 4 are going to go with this set. And then the next one is the white and the blue, and we'll make 4 of those, so we have 2 of each color. And then finally we're going to make 4 of the dark red and the light red, and we have 2 squares of each of those. If you're not familiar with the 2 at a time method to make half square triangles, stay tuned for a short tutorial that tells you how to do that. Now I'm just going to go and make all the half square triangles. On the back side of the light fabric, we're going to draw a diagonal line, put the fabrics together, right sides together, and we're going to stitch on either side of the diagonal line. Here is the diagonal line drawn, and then the stitching on both sides. Now we cut this in half along the diagonal line. Then we have our 2 half square triangles. Press the seams open and cut off the nubs. Our 3 sets of half square triangles are done. Now we'll just look at the diagram and lay all the blocks out. We'll sew the half square triangles into rows, 4 rows, then sew the rows together and the block will be finished. Thanks for watching.